93.97 Network and Hot 93.97 presents Sapphire'S Soup du Jour with Just Bob, stirring the pot and serving the latest soup. Brought to you by Haylove Saloon, Adam's Apple, Janet'sCloset.com, and Janet'sDungeon.com.
Good morning. I gotta turn this down. We'll get in trouble. I forget about that. I didn't time it right this time, so stuck listening to nothing for a minute.
Hot 93.97, playing the newest hip hop and R&B mixed in with the music your parents used to do.
Initiating launch sequence.
I'm so proud of myself.
2, 1.
All right. So many knobs to fondle on a Monday.
What day is it now? Monday? Oh, Monday! Thank gosh it's Monday, my number one day. Back in the saddle at work I can shine. I love the rat race and the starting line is Monday. Thank gosh it's Monday.
Marijuana, scams, the swept under the rug pandemic, obesity, and the new American dream is to leave America. My camera's crooked. Oh well.
You're the only moron in the whole world who actually likes Monday.
People still getting scammed. And you always go, how in the world can you still be getting scammed? But it happens. We're going to talk about a couple different ones. And it's just like, how do we get scammed? Because it happens all the time. It's much money scammed from people. Oh, good morning. It is Monday. We are already into April. Can you believe it? April Fool's Day is over, thank goodness. Or is it? We're still going to talk a little bit about it. But you're listening to Sapphire'S Soup du Jour. Thank you for tuning in. Let me make sure everything's working here right. Feels about right. Seems about right on a manic Monday. We got a lot to talk about. We got 3 hours to do it. We're going to talk about marijuana and legalization. And not only that, it's funny though, but we're not even going to get into it much. We're going to be talking about legalization of marijuana and the concepts that come along with it. Scams. People still get scammed every day. It's multi-billion-dollar worldwide business. And we always go, how can we fall for these? But we do. The swept under the rug pandemic in America. No, not this. Not machine gun fire. We don't even need to talk about that. That's what happens on the streets of America all the time. Tell me when it's news. Obesity. We're going to be talking about that. American obesity. Uncomfortable subject. No body shaming. We're going to talk medically speaking about it then, you sensitive pricks. And we're also going to be talking about the new American dream. The new American dream is to leave America. Now, there could be things to be said about that. America, to me, is the best, but there's other great places to live too, I'm sure. Be careful though, depending on what you like and what, and who you are, you better watch it. We're kicking off today with a very important story. Body and mind and soul all go hand in hand. For me, I love my coffee in the morning. Well, why does coffee make you poop? Experts explain. Yeah, experts. We have experts in the realm of why we poop. Why does coffee make us poop? We already know why we poop. All right, just got to see what's going on here. Had to make sure we had background music, very important thing. Now, I had no idea, but there are experts that can explain. Let's hope they're doctors. For some people, coffee jumpstarts your bowels, right? It's the colon kicker. It kicks your colon into gear. But why? Why coffee, right? Well, there's not a lot of research on why coffee sends us running to the pooper within minutes. And an old boss of mine back in the mid-90s, when I was a young individual still, I was probably in my mid-20s then, right? Well, mid-90s. I was born in '68. You do the math. I had a boss who said, I love to he was funny. He was a cigarette smoker that didn't smoke very often. So it was an ordeal for him. And he always smoked it like he was afraid to touch it. And he always said, I love my coffee and my cigarette in the morning because it makes me go poop. And I'm like, congratulations, but how is that? How is that the case? But apparently, it's the case. Now, there is Dr. Kyle Staller, who is the director of Gastrointestinal Motility Laboratory at Massachusetts General Hospital. He says it may also be a case of obviousness, meaning it doesn't take multiple studies to know that coffee induces bowel movements when it's such a part of many people's daily lives. Well, eating dinner induces bowel movements too, does it not? I dare say, yeah. But they say there might just be something special about what the coffee's all about. And yeah, they did enough research to prove that, yeah, we're right. Which confuses me about coffee because it's water with coffee flavoring, but yet it's not supposed to be good for you as far as a water intake. It's a diuretic, which means you go poop. So it's kind of weird to think about it. Water is an integral part of our normal digestion, with large amounts being released and reabsorbed by your digestive tract every day. Reabsorbed how? Who's reabsorbing their waste? Dogs do. Now, if that's what you mean by a dirty dog, 60% of our body is water, much like that of a chicken breast. That's okay. I'm safe. I won't go poop. I drink decaf. Is that what you think? You're wrong. Caffeinated, decaffeinated, doesn't matter. In every study they've done, everybody's pooped at the same rate. Coffee compounds, not the caffeine necessarily. The coffee compounds might interact with the digestive tract, and it's still not known exactly how it interacts with it. The thing about caffeine is caffeine, if you drink a Pepsi, does it trigger poop in the morning? How many people drink Pepsi in the morning instead of coffee? And does it trigger you to go poop? Inquiring minds want to know. Now, you want to identify exactly what's going on? Coffee might cause colon contractions. You know, when you get that ooh feeling, you buckle over and it's just like, oh, now I know how it feels to have a kid. There are 3 types of contractions that work together to mix, knead, and ultimately eject poop. When you eject poop, doesn't that sound like you need to clean the toilet when you're done? Isn't there a splash factor to ejecting poop? Isn't it supposed to just fall out? Oh, I hope you're not eating chocolate Pop-Tarts this morning. Or maybe you're in France right now having some good pumpernickel bread. Stay away from the Tootsie Rolls. There are 3 types of contractions that mix, knead, like dough, knead, and ultimately eject poop. I don't have a sound effect to go along with this story. Coffee might stimulate the colonic motor activity within minutes of consuming it, based on the limited available research, according to Stoller. Well, it doesn't sound like it's very limited research to me. 12 healthy people experienced this activity during a 1998 study when they agreed to have a sensor probe inserted into their colons. Oh, man. 12 healthy people experienced this activity during a 1998 study when they agreed to have a sensor probe shoved in their butt into their colons. Over a 10-hour period the next day, the participants consumed warm coffee, decaf coffee, water, or a meal in random order. Both types of coffee and a meal caused more colon contractions and pressure compared with just the water. Caffeinated coffee was 60% more effective than water at stimulating colonic motor activity and 23% more impactful than decaf. So the next time you fart, you go, oh, a little colonic motor activity. Pressure release valve is telling me I gotta go. Colonic motor activity noticed. Wait, detected. That would have been the right word. Who'd have thunk we get out? So basically, when you bend over with pain in your side because something you ate or drank, you can go, ooh, my colonic motor activity is getting the best of me this morning. I better go have a seat on the commode. Ain't that some shit? Oh, I don't mean that. Good morning, David. We are live streaming. We are not only on 9397 Network's app, which is the place to listen and interact with everything, all things, all shows, all music, hip hop, R&B, music your parents used to make love to. Good morning, Greg. Good morning, Tony. Good morning, David. I feel like Romper Room. I see Tony and David. Oh, there's Gregory. Good morning, everybody. I see you. Thanks for listening in. We're not only on the 9397 Network app. We are also live streaming on 9397 Network's YouTube and Facebook page, along with Sapphire'S Soup du Jour's Facebook page. Find the video. If you can't find it, you just don't want it bad enough. But the thing is, you can chime right in. The comments, you can be part of the show and chime right in. And Just Bob will be tuning in. Just Bob will be joining us when he gets a chance to. He's, okay, I'm going to be honest with you. He's on a work release program, right? So, you know, no, he turned himself in. He didn't even do anything wrong. He just said, I wanted to go spend some time in jail. Maybe meet a good third pool boy or something for the relationship. Because, you know, summer's right around the corner. A good pool boy, oh man, it would do wonders. Make sure, Bob, that if you get a pool boy, that he's able to mix a good cocktail. Anyway, back to pooping. We don't want to miss a good story, right? 12 healthy people got a sensor probe inserted in their colons. We're not going to let it not be known what happened. They deserve to be the information to be put out there. I mean, they deserve to be martyred. Not murdered, martyred. Don't get it wrong, America. Multiple participants of another study said drinking coffee gave them the urge to poop. Then they went through a similar test. Their colon activity increased within 4 minutes of drinking unsweetened black coffee. And that lasted 30 minutes. Well, let's see. If your colon activity increased within 4 minutes and you waited 30 minutes, how did that work out for you? And what size was the skid mark? You know, eventually they don't come clean, guys. You got to face the facts. Eventually, it's always there, right? So the white underwears, don't hold your poop for 30 minutes and then expect it not to show through. Oh, jeez, pizza. It looks like when you're in a hot summer day, you take that Tootsie Roll and you got to cut the wrapper open and it's just kind of all stuck there. Don't be that guy. So these results, what do they mean? What does it mean? Well, it means that coffee is not necessarily directly contacting the colon's lining, but affecting it through a gastrocolic mechanism. Meaning, coffee contacting the stomach lining triggers a nervous system or hormonal response that causes the colon to start contracting. Colon contractions move stool in the colon toward the rectum and voila. Then you have the urge to have a bowel movement. Is that when you eject the poop? Melanoidins, compounds formed during coffee roasting, have dietary fiber, which helps digestion and prevents constipation. Perfect. It's a beautiful thing. Melanoidins. Coffee also appears to stimulate release of the hormone gastrin, which enables production of gastric acid, stomach acid, which helps digest food and might urge colonic activity. That means your stomach's growling, your colon's going. You know, you say your tummy's growling. We say we're moving the poop toward the rectum and the boila. What a terrible job. I've been working on the colon. Could you imagine? What a terrible job. What a crappy job, you should say. After fasting overnight, men in a small 2009 study received either a meal and black coffee or just a meal. During coffee or drinking coffee significantly sped up the time it took food to leave the stomach and enter the small intestine after the meal time. So that's why after a nice good meal, you have a cup of coffee and then you go, oh, nature calls. And it's because you got colonic motor activity happening in your drawers. We're not done yet. Not only does drinking coffee speed up the time it took for food to leave your stomach and enter the small intestine, making its way to the rectum and the boila, whatever the hell the boila is, I'm sure I'm going to find out soon enough. Anatomy 101, Sapphire style, coming up after our first break. We're going to dissect exactly where the boila sits in the body. And do men and women have one? Or is it just a one-person thing? Like, do women have a urethra? Some compounds in coffee may also interact with the opioid receptors in the gastrointestinal tract, which affect bowel function. There's a lot to pooping, huh? That's why when you get done, you're so tired. If you're lactose intolerant, yet still enjoy dairy creamer with the side of coffee, the creamer could be the problem that's making you go, ooh. And they say urge to poop. No, bend over, in pain, because whatever it is killing me. Oh, and then you got just a little comes out. At what point do you stop trusting it? That's on a to-be-determined basis, usually. One way to find out what is making you go poop is to drink coffee without creamer or milk and track your symptoms for a few days. Now, question. Research is suggesting that there are some digestive benefits to drinking coffee. It makes you go number 2. Should your regular morning coffee be what you use to stay regular? Don't need fiber, doc. Don't need Raisin Bran. Drinking my coffee, thanks. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, okay. Ooh, baby's kicking. Well, if you're constipated, drinking coffee to help move things along is not unreasonable. But don't rely on it to move your bowels. Speak to your medical doctor if you're having problems going to the bathroom regularly. And remember, And remember, if you do it right, kids, you don't even need TP. If your diet is correct, you don't even need to wipe. It'll just come right out. You won't even know, like a dog. You can get up off of the toilet and just do the little leg kick like dogs do and be like, don't need TP, saving money. Save a tree, no wiping for me. You got to have a rhyming slogan for everything, right? Stop killing ducks to make duct tape. Stop killing the alligators to make Gatorade. They're people too. Eat more fruits and vegetables, whole grains, beans, nuts, and seeds. Less use relying on coffee to make you go. Number 2. Side note, it doesn't seem to have that effect on me. Wait a minute. All right, we're going to break. My God. Oh, no, just kidding. It's like White Castle hamburgers. I don't eat 30 of them. I drink a 64-ounce cup of coffee. Well, whatever size this is. I don't think it's 64. But it's a good size. If you're live streaming, you can see. Most guys think their wiener's this size, but it's nowhere near it. It's more like, you see the tip of that pen? Whatever. Yeah, so now that we know a lot more about what we didn't need to know anything about, right? So speak to your doctor if you're having problems with pooping. Don't just drink coffee. Eat more fruits and vegetables. Do you know the average American adult consumes only 12 to 14 grams of fiber a day? It's recommended for 25 to 30 a day. No wonder your poop comes out crazy. Now, if you're prone to having loose or urgent bowel movements, which means you're running down the street and you got to hold your hand over your butt. I don't want it to come out in my pants again. It's embarrassing every Saturday night. You may want to consider that coffee can be a trigger for those unpleasant events, right? You're out and about and you go, well, I don't really drink alcohol. I'm out and about and I'm going to be out a while. And you know what? I'm going to get me a coffee, a little picker-upper. You better be wearing an undergarment. Depends, maybe, not to plug a company, but hey, we're looking out for number one because you're going to step in number two and it might be your own. Gregory says, if I ate at a fast food joint, if I ate fast food, I would definitely be running to the toilet. And it's funny too, because your body gets used to that. Your body gets used to you eating that, and then you crave it. The solution? A butt plug. Well, Greg, there's always that. But what happens when you have colonic motor activity and you blow the butt plug out and you hurt somebody? It's all fun and games until somebody loses an eye from a stray butt plug ejection. And if you've never been hit by a flying butt plug, it isn't pretty. Crappy experience. You can't pass up a crap joke when you're talking about things like that. Our diet is important, though. We're talking about obesity in America today. And it's something that people go, oh, you can't body shame. No, it's a health issue. If you're 5'10", 240 pounds, and your doctor says, nope, you're at the ideal weight for you, then good. Then be it. Who cares? But regularly speaking, obesity is a major problem of health, of heart issues, of not only that, but mental well-being. And it's not because you look down and you see, oh, my body's fat. It's because we're asking our bodies to do a lot more than it's supposed to be doing. So it's not body shaming when you bring an awareness to an issue, right? I mean, period. And if it is, turn it off for a little bit and come back when we're talking about leaving America. We're an obese country. The statistics show that, right? And it doesn't mean you just go drink a bunch of coffee and go number two. How would you like to study that? I don't know. Well, we shoved probes up 12 guys' butts, and we're going to wait a week and see what happens. What did you do at work today? Gee, Dad, you got a swell job. No woman would take that job. Ain't no way. Oh, I'm looking at the news and I see mass shooting and I go, is that news? We're going to see the mothers and fathers of the slain. We're going to see them in the streets crying and mourning, and we're going to go, something's got to change. Okay. But what? More gun laws? Okay. All right, we're going to break. You listen to Sapphire'S Soup du Jour on Hot 93.97. Keep it locked. All right. We come back. I'll be back before this, but we come back at 7:51. We're going to listen to music, but you guys can't listen. You're not allowed, or we get in trouble. Greg says, do the probes vibrate? One can only hope. Don't just stick it in there and let it sit, because then you got to do the moving. Anyway, we'll be back. Don't go nowhere. 7:51, we'll be back on here. This is why you should be listening on the app and muted this and then chime in and do your thing. That way you can listen to the music right now.
I'm so happy it's Monday, Monday, Monday. I'm so happy it's Monday, Monday, M-O-N-D-A-Y. Monday, today is Monday.
Yeah, happy freaking Monday. So they had this thing called the Grammys yesterday, I hear. Wasn't much of a do about much because nobody got their ass slapped. So wasn't much talk about anything. However, we are going to talk about one part of it. Slapped. So let's see the background music. Wasn't much talk about anything. However, we are going to talk about one part of it. Well, there's no background music anyway, but we're going to try this out. See the background music. Part of it. Right here.
Our musicians wear body armor instead of tuxedo. They sing to their wounds in hospitals, even to those who come to their death, but their music will break through anyway. Right here. Our musicians wear body armor instead of tuxedo. They sing to their wounds in hospitals, even to those who come to their death, but their music will break through anyway. Russia, which brings horrible silence with its bombs, the dead silence. Feel the silence with your music till today to tell our story.
This is before John Legend performed his new song, Free. The Ukrainian president go back to the beginning. Our musicians wear body armor instead of tuxedos. They sing to the wounded in hospitals.
Even to those who come to their death, but their music will break through anyway.
See, perspective once again. We sit here watching the Grammys. No guilt, no guilt assignment trying to make people feel guilty. We live our lives. Life is for the living. Tragedies are hard to watch, but we still continue. But when you watch the president standing there of Ukraine and talking about that, our musicians are not in tuxedos, they're in body armor. We take for granted our freedom. We complain about our freedom. One of the stories we're talking about later is American dream is now to leave America. And that's a little scary. Talking about later is okay, so American dream is now to leave America. Try to turn the background music down a little bit there because fumbling with it. Okay, excuse me. Anyway, the nominees in several major categories and the winners. Hard to celebrate when you see we mix our world affairs, reality, with our music, which helps us escape reality through the reality of the artist, which many times is hardship. When you really listen to these songs, a lot of times it's broken heart, it's troubled lives and everything, and we just flock to it. It's like, oh, we love hearing about your miserable life. Could you please sing more? Put out a new song soon. We want to hear more about your trials and tribulations. Mostly your tribulations. So Volodymyr Zelensky puts out a plea saying, you know, I don't know what his whole plea was, but they addressed what was going on, obviously. And I'm not going to play the whole speech he gave or anything like that because it's not applicable to what, you know, the Grammys, other than the fact that with John Legend, they presented that in such a way. Honestly, I'm 53 years old. I didn't even know it was on. I used to live for the Grammys, right? Music awards. Are you kidding me? I love music. I don't even know some of these people. Record of the year, Silk Sonic. Never heard of them until this morning. Leave the Door Open. Record of the year, they win. Silk Sonic wins it. Song of the year, Leave the Door Open, Silk Sonic wins it. Album of the Year, We Are, from John Batiste. Never heard of him. Best New Artist, Olivia Rodrigo wins it. Best Pop Solo Performance, Olivia Rodrigo, Driver's License, wins it. Best Pop Duo or Group Performance, Doja Cat featuring Za, Kiss Me More, Kiss Me Below the Belt. Ooh. That would be a low blow. Yeah. Best Pop Vocal, Olivia Rodrigo. Best Dance Recording, Rufus Du Sol with Alive. If you say so. Not sure about any of these players, but Pablo Aldoran, Best Latin Pop. Mendo, Alex Cuba wins Best Latin Pop Album. Pretty bad that I don't know any of these people. This is why I'm the talk girl, because if it was DJ and the music, I have to learn. Not really. You can fumble your way through it, but nothing like an authentic, knowledgeable DJ when it comes to spinning your records and knowing about it and giving you backstories and all that. But I'm here to talk crap, not talk music. Oh, we can throw a little music in there. You like Iron Maiden? You like Double Fist? Wait, that's not music. That's that last porno I watched. Don't mix up your stories, Mary. The swept under the rug pandemic. Obesity. But here's the thing. And this is what we're going to be talking about. Children in school. Remember now, I am 53. So when I was a young child in school, in second grade, Joe Biden was just starting his realm in Washington, D.C., by the way, which is not changed when we elect him for president in 2020. However, I digress. We weren't allowed to bring whatever the hell we wanted to eat to school, okay? Now, people are bringing snacks in. I don't have a problem with that. You want to bring snacks in? Go ahead. Some schools have a store you can go buy some stuff from. However, if we're going to abide by parents' wishes, we got to abide by more than their wishes of calling my child by their born name and gender. Also, we have to abide by snack rules, right? If my kid's not allowed to eat cookies, then you can't be letting them bring cookies or buying them from the school store. Wow, that's going to be hard to police, isn't it? Now, we're not the moral police here, Sapphire. Well, I am. No. Junior high school enforcing limits on snacks beginning today. We're done with it. No more. Uh-oh. I've got problems. There, come on. What's going on here, you know? Well, that wasn't good. Oh, lordy. Let's see what I can come up with. A junior high school is enforcing snack limits. The one lady says, what are they opening up, a small store or something? Like, what's going on here? They come carrying a variety box of potato chips and a 2-liter of soda into the school. Now, some might say, wait a minute, don't overreact. This is for a week. Or we bring these in, and when it runs out, my child brings more. We're not paying $1.10 a bag. You know, Greg posted something up there. I'll put it up there for a second. Everybody can see it. I'm not sure. Facebook.com. Chris Ruggiero sings. So nowadays, we overreact to everything. But we got to find out. Now, this lady's saying, wait a minute. Are they setting up a small store? They're bringing in a big old box of, multi-pack bag of chips and a 2-liter of soda. But maybe it's not for the whole day. Maybe it's for the whole week or until it runs out or whatever. But now the junior high school is starting to limit what you can bring in. Some people like it, some people don't. But due to excessive amounts of snacks being brought in, each student will only be permitted to have a bag of chips up to 4 ounces and a closed drink of up to 20 ounces. And some people are saying, well, that's reasonable. Others are saying, all right, welcome to communism.
We got your first name. We got your last name. We even got an address for one of you.
See, he's mad. The one lady says, I've seen some of the snacks kids are bringing in when I drop off my daughter. I'm asking them, like, are they setting up a small store? Why are they carrying a variety box of chips and 2 liters of soda into the school? However, parents online, some are furious because it also applies to students who pack their lunch. And lunches will now be searched. Welcome to hell. Well, now we're going to see video of all the parents up there fighting and arguing and going to jail and getting kicked out of school board meetings because we're arguing about snacks. My kid should be able to bring whatever they want to school. No, your kid should not. Mary, sit down and shut up. However, we don't know the truth. Let's find out first. Are they bringing in a box of chips for the class? Are they bringing in a box of chips for them to last for their recess for the month? We got to know these things before we flip out, right? But when are they eating these snacks? How much are they allowed to eat, right? Because it's really simple to have a couple bags of chips on recess, and then by lunch, you're really not that hungry. So you pick and choose all the stuff that you're going to eat for lunch, and then you're not really that hungry then. So when you get home, you just kind of snack again, and then you're not really hungry for dinner. And then you come to find out you've had 6 small bags of chips, a half a 2-liter of Coke, and 3 Snickers bars throughout your day for your diet. And then you are obese and you go, quit making fun of me. Well, nobody's making fun of you, but let's look at why we have the problems we have. Why do we have people shooting each other in the street? Because we're a bunch of idiots, not because of gun laws, because of idiots. Why do we have an obesity problem? Because we eat too much crap and not enough good stuff, me included. So I can't sit there. Yesterday, I went out to lunch for the first time in quite some time, and I had deep fried in grease chicken wings and deep fried in grease French fries or oil, whatever makes you feel better. It was delicious, and I loved every bite of it. And I won't do it again for a while, but I like to. And we started speaking a little bit about it earlier, but we got away from it. What we eat, like Greg was saying earlier in the conversation about fast food, when we were talking about coffee making you poop. Some things will go right through you. right? Why do they call them little burgers? Sliders. Well, they slide right through. So we bring up obesity because look at what we're teaching our kids. What do we say on this show? Train up a child in the way they will go, right? Good morning, Todd. Joining us on the live stream this morning. You can find us on the 9397 app. You can also find us on 9397 Networks, YouTube and Facebook page, as well as Sapphire'S Soup du Jour's Facebook page, live streaming every show from 7 to 10 for your viewing pleasure. You're welcome. And we've got snacks in school we used to never be able to have. We used to never have that, right? You brought your lunch. Maybe we had a snack at recess. I don't remember. We might have, like when we were in kindergarten, it'd be cookies and milk. Nothing like a good old little heap and scoop of curdled warm milk out of a container and stale cookies. They're like, well, the prisoners didn't eat all this. Send it to the elementary kids. But wait a minute. We can afford good food. We had $1 billion go just in the lottery fund. That's our money, bitch. You don't take our money and feed the kids. We task Elon Musk with that one. We're a stupid group of people. And if you think I'm wrong, just Google Sacramento shooting. Google Chicago shooting. Google shootings in America. We're stupid. Everybody but me. All right, and you. Everybody else except for you and I. It's simply common sense is out the window. But anyway, back to the we're too fat to even live anymore. Our snacks, our whole lifestyle is over the top. In some ways, that's a beautiful thing. One of the things that people hate about Americans is our glutton, our gluttony, our overindulgence in the finer things, our overindulgence in the luxuries, our overindulgence in all things materialistic. And a lot of places go, you're living for your reward now, right? But you're not setting yourself up for the next. And that goes with afterlife, if you believe in it or not, but it also goes with what we're leaving behind now in the actual. Because there's no getting away from the fact that we're leaving stuff behind when we go, but we don't know whether there's something afterwards or not and what that may or may not be. But when we're living on, I see a lot of people will be sitting in a restaurant and you see people heavy breathing. They're not turned on. They're not excited. They're fighting for their lives. They don't even realize it. We're used to it. Our body gets used to it. We go, man, I ate so much, I need a nap. We're filling our bodies with non-energetic food. Point blank. It's the way it is. Or if we overindulge in a pasta meal like Italians, we eat too much spaghetti. We got to lay on the couch for a little bit because it's so heavy on our belly and everything. Not that it's all bad for you, but when we are having to regulate schools bringing snacks in, that shows you parents not training up the child in the way they should go. When you eat junk, your body craves junk. And when you eat good food for you, your body craves that good food and no longer will the junk suffice. So you got to train your mind and body to say, when I get home, screw the Oreos, because I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not even going to front. You put cookies in front of me, Chips Ahoy, Oreos, 6 or 8 of them with milk. I'm not lying. Easily. For one sitting. Then they were so damn good, a little bit later, you go, well, a couple more. Well, you're not going to waste your time with 1 or 2. You got to do at least 3. Cookies go in an even number more than 5. So you can have 3, you can have 4. You cannot have 5. You have 3, 4, 6, or 8. 1 or 2. If you're able to eat 1 or 2 cookies, you're old and fragile. Don't fall, you'll break a hip. So I love my cookies. Can't mess with them. Haven't bought cookies in a long time. Why? I have no control. You want to talk about colonic motor activity? Watch me eat a half of a half gallon of ice cream. I'll be with cramps, bent over. But when I do frozen yogurt, no problem at all, Mary. None. Knock on whatever this is. Knock on wood. But when we train our body to want the junk, the sugar, the fats, and all that, it craves it. When we get used to eating, when we get home and say, screw you, cookies, and snack cakes, I'm eating a handful of strawberries and blueberries and raspberries and whatever. You will end up getting the same satisfaction for flavor, and your body will actually relish in that. And you don't need all the vitamin pills and stuff when we eat right, when we do everything the way we're supposed to. Who does? Raise your hand. I'm sitting on my hands because I eat like a pig. But I try not to. And I will add this. I'm conscious of things. I've lost 11 pounds in about 6 weeks. We quit eating junk. No diet. First of all, let's rewind. Everybody's on a diet. What you eat and drink is your diet. All right? So we are all on a diet. I got to sit up straight. Mama would be disappointed. Good Lord, I'm all slouching like a slacker waiting on a bus that's delayed. Proper posture. Whatever. So, back to it. When you're sitting on the couch and you're watching your favorite movie, for me, the go-to used to be popcorn, more than I could ever fathom, butter, and I'm talking about melt a stick of butter and pour it on the popcorn and watch the popcorn shrivel. I mean, you need a bath when you're done with this stuff, right? You need to eat it on a plastic tarp. Milk duds and milk duds and Whoppers, malted milk balls, which sounds really weird, but I love me some malted milk balls. So when you have to eat something like dinner. Then you have popcorn, milk duds, Whoppers, which are malted milk balls, and you got to have Pepsi. 1 can's not enough, so you end up with 1.5 to 2 cans of Pepsi, and you wonder why you got colonic motor activity. Your cloaca is bulging at the seams like a warm can of biscuits, just ready to everywhere. And once the ejecting poop starts, hi Bob.
You had me at hot buttered popcorn.
Perfect timing with the ejecting poop.
I was gonna say not so much the ejecting poop, but
welcome.
Thank you. As you were, exploding cloacas.
Exploding cloacas. We're trying to get on a healthy diet. And we're talking about obesity in America, and there's schools now limiting the amount of snacks people can bring in.
Right.
Like, we didn't have that when we were kids, did we?
No, but I don't even think we brought snacks in. I don't think we even could. You bring your lunch, but I mean, you couldn't bring like stuff to eat all day in school.
Yeah.
Is that what's going on these days?
Well, kids, the one lady said the kids bringing in a box of chips, a whole multi-pack of chips, and a 2-liter of soda. And I go, but we don't know the whole story. This could be somebody that's actually going, wait a minute, this is for the whole month. We don't know, but we always want to overreact and think the worst. But we cannot avoid the facts of the matter that we are an obese nation.
Well, true.
And talking about it is taboo.
Yeah, it kind of is.
It's okay for us to talk about premarital teenage butt sex to maintain your purity, but we can't talk about somebody who's got a fat belly and can't see their wiener. That's offensive.
Yeah, you're right. Come to think
Hold
of
on a
it.
minute. There we go, Bob.
There.
I'm sorry.
You're all right.
Little different layout today. Bob's enjoying the beautiful blue skies of Florida, even though he's probably sitting in Michigan.
It's pretty darn overcast there.
There's a guy behind you.
There's a guy behind me?
It looks like it. It's kind of cool looking. It's like the episode, it's like the scene in Step Brothers where they're doing the interview. And they go, who is this behind you?
It's actually 3D me, I guess.
It's the background thing.
Yeah, it's... Yeah. That's the bad thing about these backgrounds. I don't have the lighting right or something. See?
Yeah, see? Woo, woo.
See? Hey, I'm behind myself.
Hello, Miss Lady.
As opposed to beside yourself.
Yeah, so what we're talking about is the snacks in school and obesity and how it's taboo to talk about it. And it's like, and I said it, if you're 5'8", 240 pounds, and your doctor says that's ideal for you, that's your wheelhouse, bitch, then good for you. But in many cases, that's not the case.
Yeah, I don't see that one happening. I wish it
Well,
would.
We hear it all the time. We know better, but we hear it. If people go, hey, but we're not allowed, and nor should we go around telling people, hey, Sapphire, looks like you put on a few pounds. So what? Your doctor's the one who says, hey, your numbers aren't looking as good as they used to. As you get older, you need to work harder at staying healthier. It just doesn't come to you like a 25-year-old.
Right. Very true.
I personally, like I said, I've lost 10, 11 pounds in about 6 weeks by not eating out. And I'm still struggling with things, but I want to lose a little bit more weight. But it's because I want to eat properly. I feel so much better eating right. I don't wake up in the middle of the night feeling sluggish and weird and just waking up and not knowing why. Mm-hmm. When we eat wrong, it changes our life. And when we eat right, it changes our life. And I'm by no means vegan or vegetarian. I love meat. But what are you sinking? You all right?
Oh, I'm okay.
Anybody know life? Save this guy. His boat's sinking.
Down he goes.
If you're watching on the live stream, it looks like Bob was about to sink into the ocean. I was getting a little bit worried. I was going to throw you a lifesaver, but I ate them all.
Oh, no. Nope, just adjusting myself. The camera, that is.
Oh, like Rudy Giuliani in the hotel room?
Yeah, something like that. But with a camera.
Hand check. Whoop, whoop. But when we have kids being told you can't bring that much snacking into school, it shows we have a problem, and it starts at home.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And we want to sit there and act like, well, my kid's not getting the proper school lunches, and it ain't that. First of all the unnecessary calories that we take in. And unnecessary, if we enjoy a nice glass of milk, or if we enjoy a nice Pepsi or Coke or whatever it is you enjoy with your meal instead of warm water, we're adding extra calories already. I love milk. Milk with dinner, I love it. There are very few meals I don't like milk with, or Pepsi.
See, the only one I like for milk is breakfast time, and that's with my cereal swimming in it, and that's real good. But other than that, I mean, I drink it, but I don't like it with my meal all the time.
Good morning, Dee. She's chiming in on our live stream this morning, all the way from Florida.
D,
Balmy
Florida.
Florida. Yeah.
I'm gonna come visit. I swear.
I'm telling you, she'd love to have us. She constantly invites me down. Says, whenever you're down this way. And actually, I'm thinking about taking her up on it this year because my brother lives in South Carolina, but they can't get their crap together to tell us when to come visit.
Right.
So I might just go to Florida and stop on the way back and stop in on them wearing a two-piece.
Hey. I have a family like that can't get their act together when it comes to anything and putting together any kind of plan or anything like that. So it's like, yeah, you guys, I'm on my own here.
Where are we at? 8:22?
Yeah. Already?
Yeah. We've been going for about a half an hour. We're going to take a break. When we get back, we got plenty to talk about. We're still getting scammed. Americans and in the world, we're still getting scammed big time. And we're going to talk about how in the world we're so aware of something, but yet intelligent people get scammed out of thousands and thousands of dollars every single day. It goes to show how hard they work at it. If a criminal mind would put their energy into being a better part of society, we'd be a beautiful world to live in. Nobody would want to die. We'd want to live forever because there wouldn't be all these idiots running around.
True. The world's full of them.
All right, we're going to break and listen to the Sapphire'S Soup du Jour on Hot 93.97. Let's see. We come back at like 8:45. 8:45.
Sounds good. All right. Gonna go take my allergy pills and sneeze, and I'll be back.
We gotta play that hip hop one again, talking about your parents used to beat to. Did you hear my drops earlier?
No.
Listen, when it's after this song, it'll play. Yeah. All right, we're going to break, everybody. We'll be back at what did I say? 8:45. 8:45. We'll be back. I'll put it up there. See you soon.
Welcome to Adam's Apple, your neighborhood LGBT bar serving all your favorite drink. With friendly and knowledgeable bartenders that keep the party going and make sure your needs are met.
It's the cheers of the game bar. Your bartenders know who's coming in, where they're going to sit, how long they're going to be.
Kick back and enjoy some fresh air on their large enclosed heated patio. Open year-round with music and weekly barbecues. Karaoke every Thursday night where you're the star. And Mexican Fiesta on the last Monday of every month. The question is, what's the tea? Returns in February where they'll test your knowledge with a one-of-a-kind trivia game. Friday, February 8th, celebrate with Jay and Michelle as they celebrate the 5th anniversary of the Adam's Apple. Located at 18931 West Warren, Detroit, Adam's Apple. We'll see you soon. Welcome to Adam's Apple, your neighborhood LGBT bar serving all your favorite drink. With friendly and knowledgeable bartenders that keep the party going and make sure your needs are met.
It's the cheers of the gay bar. Your bartenders know who's coming in, where they're going to sit, how long they're going to be.
Kick back and enjoy some fresh air on their large enclosed heated patio. Open year-round with music and weekly barbecues. Karaoke every Thursday night where you're the star. And Mexican Fiesta on the last Monday of every month. The question is, what's the tea? Returns in February where they'll test your knowledge with a one-of-a-kind trivia game. Friday, February 8th, celebrate with Jay and Michelle as they celebrate the 5th anniversary of the Adam's Apple. Located at 18931 West Warren, Detroit, Adam's Apple. We'll see you soon.
ticket back. Welcome back to that same old place.
Welcome back. We're not on crack because crack is whack. We can't joke about that. We might get slapped in the face. Could you imagine all the people saying that was okay? It's not okay. Whatever. Am I mad at him? No. At least he didn't shoot him. Christ's sake. In today's world, we're going to leave Just Bob on there, even though he's not back yet, but he'll be back. He will be back. He always is. We're going to get into this scamming thing. How in the world are we still being scammed when we're so aware now of it? How can it happen? And it happens constantly. Hard to say why. Hard to say how in the world smart people, we're not talking about dumb-dumbs getting duped. We're talking about intelligent people who, for whatever reason, whether it's a tug on the heartstring, whether it's an opportunity to make an easy, quick buck, and it just seems so unbelievably real and true, and you just, every single thing tells you to do it, and you get effed over. How can it be? Scammers use a Chicago celebrity's name to bait people and con them out of thousands in cash. This is just one story we're going to talk about. This is Ibby and Lulu Cole. Ibby and Lulu Cole are sisters. They are successful businesswomen in the financial banking industry. So certainly we must be talking about they must have done something and got caught in a Ponzi scheme, right? No. They were the ones, successful businesswomen in the financial banking industry, scammed. How can it happen? One cold day in January, a man is trying to get Lulu's attention in the Bank of America's parking lot. He called her over to his vehicle. Red light number 1 just came on, didn't it? Called me over to his vehicle. Initially, she was very hesitant to even engage in conversation with him. She knew better. Stop it. They call it nip it in the bud. Do they still say that anymore? Nip it in the bud. Hopefully that's not offensive to any culture. Nip it in the bud. Calls me over to the vehicle, she says, and I'm like, I don't know about all this, right? Well, small talk ensues, right? Small talk is the way to do what? Make people comfortable. Salespeople know, right? I'm not buying anything unless I trust you. Well, once I trust you, I'll buy anything. Swampland in Florida for sale cheap. Got oceanfront property in Imes, Iowa. Going for 17 cents a square foot right now. Today only, baby. That's how it started. A conversation that ended up costing Lulu and Ibby $36,000 in cash. How can it be? The Chicago police began investigating after questions started arising, and they find out this scam's been going on for decades. How do we keep falling for the scams over and over again? Not stupid people, financial, banking, industry gurus, or at least successful in the banking industry. Here's the pitch, right? She started walking away. Conversation over. right? He says, hey, do you have any bills? Everybody has bills. So, of course. So the man who called himself Jeffrey Washington claimed that the Community and Economic Development Association, CEDA, and Chance the Rapper were working together in a program to pay off mortgages and other financial obligations for residents in the area, including your light bill, your gas bill, your insurance, your car insurance, telephone bill, mortgage, things like that. Seems too good to be true, right? There's another red flag. So, again, she emphasizes the fact that this man said he was working with the Community and Economic Development Association and side by side with Chance the Rapper, who has been known to give away large amounts of money to help the less fortunate than he.
Mm-hmm. Some of these scams, though, I was going to say, some of these scams, couldn't they be fairly easily avoided in the case of, like, the authentic person has to be carrying an ID representing where they work? Not that those can't be made fake, too, but if you dig a little deeper, if they don't even have an ID saying that they're with who they say they're with, then there's a red flag.
But what if your bills did get paid and the transaction went through the bank?
Okay. Well, at that point,
CEDA, Community and Economic Development Association, and Chance the Rapper, who's loaded.
Mm-hmm.
Got plenty of money to do this. She says, no, thank you. You're always leery of anybody approaching you under the guise of, we're going to give you free money.
Right.
Nothing in life is free.
Nope.
How do we fall for this? Well, it's not my money I'm giving you. It's community money, right?
Okay.
We've got to spend $600,000 by the end of the day today, or we lose it for next year to help out the less fortunate.
And we just happened to find you today.
Yep.
You're the lucky recipient.
We have to use this money by the end of the day. If we don't spend this money, we lose out on the opportunity to help more people in the community in the coming year. They'll reduce the amount of funds that we get, and that reduces the amount of people that we can help. Another red flag. You snag me out of the middle of nowhere. We make small talk. You offer to pay my bills. Another red flag is, now we got to spend it all today. This is your last chance. Another red flag, right?
Yep.
But the commitment to the community struck a chord with Lulu. We're talking about Itty and Lulu Cole.
Right.
And it struck a chord with her. It's an underserved area. And if there's a chance that letting him pay one bill for me is an opportunity for a mother to be able to feed their kids for another month, or anybody to be able to stay in their housing for an additional month, it's a small sacrifice for me and a big opportunity for others, she said.
No, but I mean, that makes sense to hear
So,
it, to hear it.
She says, you know what? Okay, I'll allow you to pay my phone bill. So he said, call your cell company. She got on the phone with T-Mobile. He rattled off a list of numbers he had memorized. And it was done. He made a $350 payment. She immediately called her cell phone provider, T-Mobile, confirmed the payment.
Okay.
She said the representative told her the payment had been made And her sister immediately received a text message indicating the same thing. But he wasn't done yet. He said, "Don't you have a mortgage?" And it dawned on her. How does it dawn on you? I have a rental property. Oh, if you wouldn't have mentioned it, I'd have forgotten all about my rental property. Your renters are probably going, "Thanks, bitch." You don't forget when the payments due.
Right.
So Lulu called Wells Fargo, where she owed $45,000 on a small house. They asked if he had authorization to interact with the representative for that call only. He knew very specific terms to say to the representative so that he could gain access to making payments on the account. Once again, she followed up a phone call and emails received from Wells Fargo. Payment is confirmed, $45,000.
Well, that's definitely
hard to believe, but it's, I mean,
well, yeah,
it's happening.
So where does it, if that's the case, where does it become the scam? Is it that the payment gets declined 2 days later?
It's a good question. Hold on.
So where does it, if that's the case, where does it become
Okay,
the
I'm making
scam?
sure we don't have an echo going on because I have a little something going on because of the speaker here.
Right.
You sound fabulous on the app.
Terrific.
So,
No, and I had an echo going on here too because I had Facebook open at the same time, so we were I was hearing.
Maybe that's what we were hearing.
I was
don't
hearing
know.
both of us.
Good.
Yeah.
On the app is where it's most important, and that's where it sounds good.
Yes. Good.
All right. So she calls the bank, and they say, "No, it's paid, confirmed." Hard to believe. So, very hard to believe. You know what I mean? That this is actually happening. So, all she hears from the representative, "Oh my God, congratulations." I'm frozen in shock. She realizes this man's paying off her debt.
Wow.
I'm hearing me in the headphones. I think that's what it is. All right, there.
You sound fine here, and I'm sure you sound fine on the app.
Yeah, it sounds good on the app, so that's
Yeah,
what really matters because that's what the radio is. Yeah, hearing through that. So she's ecstatic now, Bob. She's helpful. She's happy. She's hopeful. She's getting the help she can use. She couldn't wait to tell her sister Ibby Cole all about the unexpected windfall.
Uh-huh.
You got scammed, bitch. That's what Ibby said. You got scammed. Ibby didn't believe it. And Stu just chimed in. Sounds good on the app. So we'll stick with that. Thank you, Stu, for chiming in. Always thank you for listening. One of our most what do you call it? Most steady, most consistent, biggest listener. He just likes to
fanatical,
laugh at all the
perhaps.
things I say. Huh?
Close to fanatical.
Oh, he's a fanatic, all right. So, Ibby says, you got scammed, girl. In 24 hours, this whole thing's going to fall apart.
Mm-hmm.
Next day, Lulu calls Wells Fargo again. Why? Ibby is listening. They're telling her, no, it's paid off. It's there. It's paid off. Lulu shows her all the documentation and online statements revealing the payments have been made and balances are reduced. Ibby's like, well, ain't that I'll be damned. There are good people left in the world. This doesn't sound like a scammer story, does it? This sounds
so
like
far,
a do-gooder story.
Well, it sounds like a too good to be true story.
Uh-huh. You are reinstilling faith in humankind to these people. There are good people left. We're going to be okay, humans. Well, Ibby says, I guess I'm floored. I got to shut up. At this point, I'm convinced this person is helping us. Now, convinced completely, she agrees to let him pay off their biggest bill, their $150,000 mortgage. Well, let's call your bank. We don't have a lot of time. So she calls her lender. Same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Gets on the phone, out the door. I'm calling on behalf of Sita and Chance the Rapper with a 3 on his hat. I'm here to pay this mortgage. The whole thing's recorded. The whole thing's recorded. Certainly there's no fraud going on. It's a recorded line with a very powerful known banking institution. He would get in so much trouble, there's no way he would do that, right? Well, he did. Washington made a $100,000 payment. The whole thing on speakerphone, she heard the whole thing. You're listening to the operator receive the information. You're listening to the operator say, congratulations, we have accepted your payment of $100,000. And immediately she gets a confirmation email from the institution saying, you're good to go. You paid. It's paid. $100,000. So he says, what else you need? Time's running out. Tick-tock, bitch. Come on. I got to get back to the office.
Give me another problem to solve.
So he calls up 2 more banks, made payments for 2 credit cards and another mortgage. You girls have got too many mortgages, okay?
Landlords, perhaps.
Right. Everything's paid, confirmation numbers, balances withdrawn, and everything.
Wow.
Well, Chance the Rapper in Chicago, his name is synonymous with charities. He's always helping the people that have less than he does. Fact. Right. He's a multi-Grammy award-winning performer. He runs Social Works, a charity devoted to empowering youth. He's a big supporter of social justice programs. He's a huge donor to Chicago Public Schools. In 2016, he wrote a $1 million check to Chicago Public Schools. So it wasn't out of the realm for them to believe, knowing that this is from the Chicago area, that, hey, I've just gotten my lucky break. It made sense to them, right? However, none of them worked for CETA.
How did it come unglued?
Harold Rice, the CEO of CETA, said, we're not walking along the street grabbing individuals and saying, hey, look, I'm a representative of CETA. How can I hook you up? We don't do that.
Okay.
Here's what happened. Oh, I don't know. And that's the end. I don't know what happens.
Oh,
I'm just
man.
kidding. I'm kidding.
I was going to say, come on, really? You big tease, you?
So we get, just like me, I got paid today for a job that I do that I'm supposed to get paid on Wednesday, filming sports. But my bank, it went in today. I got the email the other day,
right,
saying it was in there, but it wasn't actually in there.
Right.
The standard operating procedure is you actually apply the payment, but it can take up for 2 business days for it to happen.
Sure.
The
they note
notification
they note that's the day you made the effort, you actually connected with them and quote made the payment, even though it hasn't moved yet because it hasn't had time yet. Yeah.
So the up to 2 business days actually took 4 business days. During that gap, it's different for each company involved too, right? He convinced the Cole sisters to pay it forward to the charity. We just paid off $250,000 of your stuff. What can you do for me now? He says, if I did this for you, what will you give us? Now, the bank already confirmed everything's paid off. They paid off $45,000 in debt for one gal and over $200,000 for another. She says, well, what do you want? They agreed on an amount. Mm-hmm. She's still buzzing. She's like, oh my God, like all my debt is gone. I walked into the bank, she said, and I pulled out $9,000 in cash, handed him the money, and thanked him for all he did for me. Her sister did the same thing, only Ibby, who was the doubting Thomas of the two, gave much more. She went into the bank so relieved that this man had saved them from financial disparity. She pulled out $27,500 in cash and gave it to him.
Oh, man. Come on.
There was no transfer of anything until all the email confirmations and the bank accounts showed the balances.
Right. Excuse me.
But on day 4, they woke up to a bunch of emails, one by one, messages from email. There's a problem with your payment. Please contact the bank. She said right at that moment, I knew it was over. I'd been had.
Wow. That's a very well thought out, orchestrated scam. And the only thing that would keep you from falling for it is the amounts that are involved. That's just, it's too much money. But yeah, that's very creative.
Now, here's the deal, though. There's more to it, right? When we deposit a check, either in our accounts or we're going to pay off a loan or whatever, we're notified nothing is going to transpire until that check clears.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I get paid by check for some job I do, and I deposit. I don't do direct deposit for that. And it takes some time for the check to clear. They received confirmation emails from the bank's lenders and T-Mobile, and they told these victims that everything was good. They're paid off. No reason in the world for them to think anything different. These are coming from Wells Fargo, right? These are coming from the banking institutions of your loans, right?
Right.
But they lost more than the money. Remember I said commitment to community? They were in the middle of building an after-school community center. And they were using their own personal funds to do so. And they gave it all to the scammer. So now the community and the young children will suffer because of a man but went by the name of Jeffrey Washington, who was handed $36,000 in cash.
Wow. Yeah, that's elaborate. That's
this
wild.
has been going on since 2014. He didn't start name dropping Chance the Rapper until 2018. He swindled 8 other people out of money from as little as $500 to as much as $8,600 each time. It's amazing that we still get taken like that.
Yeah, it's the amount of money would certainly be a red flag. I could totally see getting taken for $500 in a situation that looks something like that. But you start playing with the mortgage and you start playing with other things, other investment accounts and things like that. It's just way too coincidental that they would just happen to find you. And I mean, you have to look and assume past the too good to be true part, you know.
If it is true, then drop me a cashier's check for the price that you're willing to give me of that $600,000, and I will see to it that I pay my bills. And they'd go, get bent, bitch, and then take off.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because if you're going to help me,
Right.
then you would help me. And I would say, man, I don't trust you. Then you would want to make sure every way, no, I'll give you the money. You pay it. Here's the money. You pay it. So we know better. But they're very good at scamming us.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, like you said, here's a perfect example of the ultimate, if you will. I mean, the so planned out, so elaborate, so what's the next step? We've already got it covered kind of thing. That that in itself makes it sound real, because it is already, the next step's figured out. It sounds legit because not your average scammer, going, well, let's see, what are we going to do next?
Mm-hmm. What about lovelorn John Ruscassis? John fell head over heels for a stunning brunette online, right? This stunning brunette is a registered nurse from Canada. Esther Anderson, her name. Esther Anderson. 12 months of messages, right? Looking at this picture she sent me, she's beautiful. Are you kidding me? We met on a dating site, and they enjoyed daily chats for 12 months, he said. But the picture he sent is fake. Who would do that?
Imagine that.
What? Come on. People do that?
Not online, they don't. Come now.
Who sends a fake picture?
How immoral.
Her cries for help and wild tales of being jailed for smuggling gold were total claptrap. You know what claptrap is? Bull crap.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Every time Esther, this beautiful brunette, oh my God, voluptuous, good Lord, wrap them lips around. Anyway, each time
but I
Esther
digress.
asked for help, intelligent John transferred money from his account, even believing he was going to become the owner of two 12-kilogram gold bars worth a cool $1.15 million. So John took out loans to give Esther.
Oh man.
$80,000.
No.
And another $80,000 he borrowed from his dad.
John.
He was given receipts for the gold.
No.
But they were fake receipts.
Yeah.
I can send you a receipt for anything.
Right. No, don't.
Well, he's devastated.
Well,
now, you got to understand something. You say, well, he's dumb. No, let me tell you something right now. John's IQ over 135. I don't know what mine is, but it's probably around 30. I can barely outsmart a starving squirrel.
You don't give yourself enough credit. Stop. Anyway.
This man has an IQ of over 135. He has a master's degree in happiness. Oh, wait, no.
Oh.
A master's degree in engineering and robotics. He fell for this crook story after meeting Esther on a dating website, Match.com.
Mm-hmm.
But they screen their people.
Right.
I'm on Tinder. I am not paying to see who likes me. If you like me on Tinder, hit me up with a message.
Mm-hmm.
We'll hook up. We'll make a Pornhub video and be on your way.
That's right.
Not that much.
No, I agree.
You'll be out of there in 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
22 of them will be you being nervous trying to get an erection. The other 6 minutes will be spent me taking care of it. And don't worry, I'm not going to ask you to stay. I will give you cab fare to get out of my life.
Oh, Sapphire.
So John has an IQ over 135,
right.
and he's an intelligent man, right?
Yeah.
Well, As the romance intensified over text messages and FaceTime, Esther told John she would move to Lincoln to be with him where he lives.
Mm-hmm.
She then said, well, but I need $400 a month for food, and I'm desperate. So he said, oh, my God, I can't have my future partner in life going hungry.
No.
He went hungry himself to send her the money. He said, I always help people. I feel bad. I send money. Okay, I need his IP address.
Yeah, for real.
My
I got
cash
some
app
sad
is
stories for
$1
you.
Sapphire Pates. Just throw a couple singles in there.
I got some sad stories to tell you, yeah.
Well, he says, I got to help her. She says, thank you, my love, and I can't wait to come and meet you. Sucked in by pictures of the beautiful Esther. Well, guess what? The couch took a twist when Esther said she was a volunteer and was heading to Africa to help build a children's hospital. I'm also going to visit my mother in Ghana before flying to see you in the UK, John. But just days earlier, she claimed to have been in jail in Ghana for concealing gold bars. She asked John to pay the court fee from jail. Kept increasing the money. The more he gave, the more he gave.
Right.
I thought I was getting the money back in gold.
Anytime.
Thought they were all official people.
I say anytime a stranger takes that much interest in you for no particular reason other than money, another red flag.
Big time.
Yeah.
I mean, hindsight's always 2020. The armchair quarterback, the Monday morning quarterback. We could always see way better in hindsight than we can when we're driving into the mess. Nothing in return. Borrowed a bunch of money. Took out payments. Went hungry. But he says now, after suffering a catastrophic car accident and having humongous injuries, he came to the United Kingdom from Greece in 2010. The scam has wrecked his mental health.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Sure.
Didn't recover a lot of the money that he was scammed out of.
No.
Men, think with your head and screw with the other one.
Yeah.
But we got to know better. And it's something that, now this is sad because this is love. This is playing on someone's heartstring. But all of these people now, their lives are completely different. This man will never trust another person the same way.
Sure.
And you want to talk about a find? You want to talk about a good woman would have loved to have had a man like this, not for the money, for the security, for knowing he's got your back and you've got his back.
Right.
And now you ruined that for somebody else because the next good woman that comes along, he'll never believe it.
Nope. I totally see that.
Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, the scam over for money. These two ladies who are intelligent women who get scammed out of their life savings, and they weren't even using it for themselves. They were using it to make the area a better place, to get youth off the street of Chicago. There was just another shooting there this weekend. We got to be giving our kids somewhere to go other than the gun range, which we call the streets.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it is nowadays.
Yeah.
I'm going to the gun range. Oh, you mean you're going downtown inner city America? Enjoy.
Be home when the street lights come on, yeah.
Another one gunned down in the streets, and all we do is go, got to do something.
So this never happens again.
Should never let it happen again.
Mm-mm.
Pass the pills.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to break. You're listening to Sapphire'S Soup du Jour. We got a lot to cover when we get back, so don't go anywhere. We're going to talk about the new American dream. The new American dream is to leave America, Bob. Or is it? We'll get to the bottom of it. You know our twisted headlines.
Yes, indeed.
We'll be right back. You're listening to Sapphire'S Soup du Jour on Hot 93.97. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. We come back at 9:36.
Okay.
Yep. All right, we'll be back at 9:36.
I'll return.
Welcome to Adam's Apple, your neighborhood LGBT bar serving all your favorite drink. With friendly and knowledgeable bartenders that keep the party going and make sure your needs are met.
It's the cheers of the game bar. Your bartenders know who's coming in, where they're going to sit, how long you're going to be.
Kick back and enjoy some fresh air on their large enclosed heated patio. Open year-round with music and weekly barbecues. Karaoke every Thursday night where you're the star. And Mexican Fiesta on the last Monday of every month. The question is, what's the tea? Returns in February where they'll test your knowledge with a one-of-a-kind trivia game. Friday, February 8th, celebrate with Jay and Michelle as they celebrate the 5th anniversary of the Adam's Apple. Located at 18931 West Warren, Detroit, Adam's Apple. We'll see you soon.
Check. Cloudy, calm, and quiet all around our eastern panhandle communities here through the early morning. Temperatures in the 40s. We're down to about 42 degrees at sunrise. A cloudy Tuesday coming up. We will see some showers developing through the morning and midday. Temperatures approaching 60 later in the day. And a steady is high near 68 degrees. I'm Bob Kukin, Talk Radio, WR.
What's the worst day of the week that gets us all depressed? MONDAYSUCKS. Here comes more aggravation and a brand new week of stress. MONDAYSUCKS.
All right. The internet. Jack Dorsey. Does that ring a bell? Jack Dorsey. If it does, then fine. If not, allow me to help you out. Jack Dorsey, regretting his role creating a centralized internet. Founder of Twitter, Jack Dorsey would like you to know he too misses the early days of the internet. Now that he's made his billions, he tweeted, the days of Usenet, IRC, the web, even email with PGP were amazing. Centralizing discovery and identity into corporations really damaged the internet. I realize I'm partially to blame and I regret it. Okay. So this is a tech executive, right, who admits the current state of our technology, creating a platform that centralized the way we consume the news. Twitter's not as big as Facebook. Twitter's not as big as TikTok, but the effect it's had on the information economy, it's undeniable. The way we consume our news, the way we what we consume as news, what we consider news is all different.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Without a doubt. Well, news comes from a million places now, not just your local TV station or radio station. It comes from anybody's mouth at any time.
We're all news, right? We can click on something and immediately start newsing.
Yep. You say it, it's news. Now, how important it is, that's a different story.
Fake news.
Yep.
Now, we know the effects that the internet has had, and I sit here and simply go, well, we decide to react to what we decide to react to. You can't just scroll past. But they know what they're doing. They're putting these, watch your news stories. When you click on news stories, when you comment on news stories, when you look at the comments on news stories, it changes the algorithm of everything and it starts giving you more of those news stories to try to get you to. They know what they're doing. They're triggering our emotions, mostly for the bad of our society and the good of their pocketbook.
Sure.
And we don't even notice it.
Well, it sells advertising of one type or another, sure.
The internet. The thing we need so bad, right? Do you know the internet is actually controlled by 14 people who hold 7 secret keys? Sounds like something out of a book or something, but it's not. The whole entire internet is controlled by 7 actual physical keys. And they have what they call a key ceremony. The people conducting this ceremony are part of an organization called the Internet Corporation for Assigned Names and Numbers, ICANN.
Now, I've heard of ICANN, yes.
ICANN is responsible for assigning numerical internet addresses to websites and computers and translating them into the normal web addresses that people type into their browsers.
Right.
For instance, if you type in 64.27.101.155 into your browser, you'll be taken to a Business Insider's webpage. But www.businessinsider.com is easier for people to remember than 64.27.101.155.
Yep.
ICANN maps the numbers with words. Numbers are easier for computers to use. Words are easier for humans to use.
Mm-hmm.
If you could gain access to ICANN's database, you would have control of the entire internet.
Mm-hmm.
Scary thought, which means what? If I can control the entire internet, I can control your banking.
Sure. A lot of things.
Scary.
Your banking, the power grid, you name it.
Now, on the other hand, if a calamity happens, then what? The entire database would have to be rebuilt. So ICANN came up with a way to do that without entrusting too much control to any one person, because we can't trust people. People are buyable.
Mm-hmm.
Selected 7 people as key holders, gave each one an actual key to the internet. 7 more backup key holders, 14 in all. The physical keys unlock safe deposit boxes stashed around the world. Inside these boxes are smart key cards. Put the 7 smart cards together and you have the master key. This sounds like a South Park episode.
Kinda, yeah.
The master key is really some computer code. A password, of course.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have all 7 keys together in one room to make it happen.
Okay.
4 times a year since 2010, the 7 key holders meet for the key ceremony, where they generate a new master key, which is a new password. The security to be admitted to the ceremony is intense. It involves passing through a series of locked doors using key codes and hand scanners until entering a room so secure that no electronic communications can possibly escape it. The group then conducts the ritual. Then each person files out of the room one by one. They head to a restaurant and party. That's what it says.
Well, and don't lose your key while you're there, yeah.
I think I left my key next to my dildo.
Convenient.
Your dildo may well be the key to happiness.
Uh-huh.
It's
You have to
better
go to the
than
School of
coffee
Happiness.
makes you married.
University of Happiness will let you know that.
Yes, you can get a master's degree in happiness relations or whatever. In other words, you're good at giving an old-fashioned.
Yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Who would have thunk? Now you know.
Yeah.
The internet is controlled by 7 people, and they have to get together 4 times. Sounds like a bullcrap story for a frat reunion. Right? No, honey, we can't tell you where we're going. It's a secret disclosed location. The entire internet depends on the secrecy of it.
Uh-huh.
And the wife is buying that. Oh my God! I hope a scammer don't call her over the weekend. You're gone, or else you're all in trouble. What the hell? Oh, lordy, lordy. The new American dream. Leave America.
We're going to build a new settlement. We'll have a happy new life, and we'll have equal rights for all. Except blacks, Asians, Hispanics, Jews, gays, women, Muslims. Everybody who's not a white man. And I mean white. So no Italians, no Polish. Just people from Ireland, England, and Scotland. But only certain parts of Scotland and Ireland. Just full-blooded whites. No, you know what? Not even whites. Nobody gets any rights. America.
The American dream is dead.
People are comparing working in the United States to working in Denmark, and the new American dream is to leave America.
I don't know, it was a dream that
In
is.
the United States, now workplaces differ greatly over cultural beliefs and things in the world.
Right.
In the United States, most of us work 40 hours a week. Minimal paid leave, seldom take breaks throughout the day.
Mm-hmm.
Through Europe, employees take on a more relaxed approach to their workplace culture.
Right.
And down under in Australia, work days adapt to the country's laid-back lifestyle. I'll work when I'm damn good and ready, boss.
That's right. That's right.
Okay? Capiche, huh? And they go, you're fired in America. In Australia, they go, good night, mate.
Yeah. But it's always been that way, though, for Americans. I mean, we've always had they call it the work ethic and the working longer hours and getting less time than other portions of the world. I mean, it's just, that's the way it's always been. Doesn't mean we can't change it, but I mean, we're starting to see a little change now with the flexibility of working and working part-time in the office and part-time out of the office and that kind of thing.
So one person moved from the United States to Denmark, and they said, wow, it literally feels like every job I'm applying for is a union job. The average salaries offered are far higher in Denmark. Minimum wage in Denmark, $44,252 a year. So what would that be? 20 something an hour, probably.
If that were dollars, yeah, it'd be like
24 an hour,
$22 an hour, yeah.
Yeah. Minimum wage. About 40% of income is taken out as taxes, but at the end of the day, my family and I get free health care. My children get paid to go to college. I'm guaranteed 52 weeks of parental leave, 32 of which are fully paid, and 5 weeks of paid vacation every year. We get taxed, and they don't even use the money on the things they're taxing us for. And then, I mean, and we just go, man.
More, please.
Yeah. I like it in the up the cloaca with no lube, eh? Square peg in a round hole with no lube. Could you please, Uncle Sam, please?
More, please. More, please. Thank you, sir. May I have another?
According to the official website, Denmark, they call them Danes. Danes prefer to work 37 hours a week, with most days finishing up around 5 p.m. During the last weeks of July, most Danish offices are closed for the summer due to the country's guaranteed 5 weeks of paid vacation. We're just going to close down. We're not going to worry about who can take vacation when. You all want to get off in the summer? We're all going to have a party in the summer. We'll see you in August.
That's right. Plan ahead for it and enjoy it.
Danish women have more opportunities to pursue a career and balance family life compared to most other countries. 72% of women have paid jobs outside the home with access to state subsidized daycare. Subsidized daycare. There is no legal minimum wage in Denmark because the country's relatively high wages are set based on labor union negotiations.
Well, that's supply and demand. Sure.
So there's no minimum wage, but what will we be willing to accept? With any full-time job in Denmark, you can make a very comfortable living. You could be a cashier or something. You would still have a decent place to live and money to spend on leisure.
Well, if your other costs like healthcare are taken care of, then sure. I mean, I can understand the concept and why some people would want to, quote, leave America, although that's awfully harsh, but I guess if you want to find that particular lifestyle, then go for it.
I'm not opposed to people moving from America.
No.
There's great places to live.
Yeah.
But don't leave because you think somewhere else is going to be better, because it may be just as good. It'll be better in ways and not in other ways.
Right.
So there's always a trade-off. We're only talking about the good parts of this. We haven't listened to the bad parts of it, right? Pro and con to everything. An American who has lived in both the UK and the European Union shared that they experienced a seizure and had to be transported to the hospital in an ambulance. In the United States, over $1,000 for an ambulance ride.
Right.
Nothing. Doesn't matter. When you're in Denmark, we got it covered. You're paying 40% taxes, but everything's covered. Mm-hmm. Here we pay 30% taxes and we pay for everything.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And Denmark does have some of the world's highest taxes.
Mm-hmm. And yet, I mean, it's...
You get what you pay for, though.
Well, it's socialism to a point.
Yes. Yes.
And that's something that America has never been founded on. So...
And we shouldn't. We're supposed to be a democracy. It's not quite that.
Right.
But we have freedoms that other countries don't have. We have a lot of freedoms other countries do have.
Right.
And I'm not saying we're the best. We're a great country. I love America. The people are flawed, not the country.
Yeah.
A lot of people, like the one guy, I left America 10 years ago for Denmark. I will never live in the United States again.
Okay.
Personal opinion. I love the United States. We are the ones who mess it up.
Yeah. Go be happy. That's fine.
Interesting, though. And I mean, we always think of like living in like China. We go, oh my God, could you imagine having to live in China? The Chinese people are good people. They have good lives, but they're restricted to what they're allowed to do and not do, what they're allowed to say and not say.
Mm-hmm.
You can think whatever you want, but there's no freedom of speech over there.
Right.
There's no fair trial. There's no swift justice. There's no your day in court. They do what they want with you, and that's that. Birthdays? Do we have birthdays up?
We got some birthdays. Let's pull up a few birthdays here. Producer Clive Davis, music producer, and has launched the careers of many an artist. He turns 90 today.
Wow.
Yeah. He's a Harvard Law School graduate.
At 90, you don't even need coffee to move your bowels and have a colonic motor activity.
At 90, your bowels take control of you. It's like
you're 40 years into not trusting a fart at that point.
Yeah. Well, I don't know why I'm laughing. It's because I'm on my way. So, it's not that funny. Never mind. Actor Craig T. Nelson turns 78. He is the voice of Mr. Incredible in the Incredibles movie.
Okay.
And he was on a sitcom or something years ago too. I think back in the 80s. Coach, I think it was called. That was on for some time.
Robert Downey Jr. is celebrating a birthday today.
Yes, he is. Now there's a character for you.
Yeah.
He's been all over the place. Talk about somebody who's been there and back and up and down and all around.
Mm-hmm. Sounds kinky.
Yeah, well, I'm sure there was some of that along the way too. I'm sure. But good for him. He seems to have pulled himself together.
Never too late. Look at Charlie Sheen.
That's right. Well, yeah, exactly. Who
Heath
else
Ledger would be celebrating a birthday today. He passed away in 2008.
Really?
Man, it's been a long time.
Yeah. That is a long time. Actor-comedian Eric Andre, 39. He has twice guest appeared on the popular YouTube series Hot Ones.
Oh, boy.
I have not seen the popular. If it's popular, I guess I better get on board. I haven't seen that.
Yeah, well, the Grammys are too, but I couldn't recognize anybody hardly.
I know, anymore. Very true. Talk show host Graham Norton, 59 today. He's the comedian character talk show guy over in Britain.
Okay.
And is on cable quite a bit. Very funny show if you get a chance to check it out.
You like Magic?
Oh, not Magic. No, just very
do you like Magic?
Oh, I do. I like magic. Sure.
David Blaine is celebrating a birthday today. He's a magician.
I see that. Yeah, 49 years old today. Extra
if you go to Ticketmaster, you can make your money disappear by buying a ticket to see him.
Indeed. Yeah, for sure. We got, let's see, from The Mentalist, actress Amanda Righetti is 39. Now, I don't know the show The Mentalist, but
never heard of it.
No, but she must have a significant role in the program. And if you watch The Mentalist, you'll know who she is, and she's 39 years old today. Let's see. Singer Josh Todd of Buck Cherry turns 51.
Oh, what? 61?
51. 5-1.
Wow.
Not 6-1.
I had him for an older 50. I didn't think he was 51. They might be lying.
Well, maybe. These don't always come without a flaw or two, sure. But that's the majors I have on the birthday list. Maya Angelou would have been her birthday today.
Happy birthday.
Yes.
All right, if you're celebrating your birthday, happy birthday. We wish you a happy birthday and a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and hopefully you get Easter eggs.
Yes.
In your stocking.
Scrambled.
Mm-hmm. All right, you got a word of the day?
The word of the day, Borborology. Remember way back we had the one word about tummy upset? It was borborygmus.
Oh, berberigmus. I know that word. I remember
that one from a while ago. Well, it starts out being spelled the same way. It's borborology, though. And it doesn't have anything to do with upset bowels. Although
I was going to say, is it the study of an upset tummy?
No, but it is the study. It is filthy talk.
What?
Borborology is filthy talk.
Oh.
So when you're chatting up on the chat boxes there after hours surfing around the dating sites and you're engaging in borborology, keeping the conversation interesting.
Well, don't give all your money away to people who need help because they're locked in a Ghana prison for selling gold or smuggling gold. Is that a pickup line? I know what'll make them attracted to me. I'll tell them I'm in jail in Ghana for smuggling gold.
Uh-huh.
They won't be able to resist me.
Well, I guess if borborology is filthy talk, then if you do it all the time, you must be a borborologist. Like a meteorologist.
Like I don't know.
Or a meteorologist or a scientist. You must be a borborologist if you're talking dirty all the time.
I guess
so. We'll go up to the bar later on, and I'm sure we'll run into a couple of borborologists, and we'll notify them that they're there.
One of them. Who knows? I got to get my oil changed at 3. All right, that does it for us today. Thank you for letting us in your house, car, or wherever you were listening. And remember, opinions are a dime a dozen. Validation is for parking, and loyalty is not a word. It's a lifestyle. Life is too short to put your key to happiness in someone else's pocket. In a world where we can be anything, be kind. We have no idea what a kind word or a friendly smile can do to impact someone's day, but don't let that smile fool you. They're probably trying to scam you. So stay away from people.
Please.
Until Wednesday, I'm Sapphire'S.
I'm just Bob.
We're out of here. Have a great day. Bye-bye. All right, that does it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We will see you back on Wednesday morning. Bye-bye.
See ya.